Hello, hello out there, Phoenix fam, Phoenix Nation. You've got Daniela here with Redesign Your Life Forever with this really fun filter and background that's like very lava lampy, but I'm loving all of these colored bubbles and they do change color, so that's very interesting and very poignant for tonight's topic. Tonight we are talking about one of my favorite things, which is the use of color to work on improving your health. Now, a lot of people are going to go, what? But color therapy is actually a practiced medicine that people go to school for years to learn all of the ins and outs about how color energetically works with your body and your energy system to improve your health and your overall well-being. So tonight I wanted to come to you and share with you some of the points that I have discovered in my own life and share some of those with you, some of the beginning touch points of color therapy so that you can start playing with this in your own life, because this is one of the things that I really love to do. So color therapy. Color therapy is a very, very interesting thing. Now, I will start out by saying that, let me restart over and ask you guys the question. Have you ever had those moments where you wake up in the morning and you're looking in your closet, and you're looking through and you're like, no, yes. And it's a particular color that has really just called to you, whether it be the blue or a wine or a green or red or yellow or orange, whatever takes your fancy at that moment. Have you guys ever had those moments? I bet you have. So when we have those moments, I do want to share this with you in particular. When we have those moments are our energetic energy centers, aka known as the chakras, also known as lenses, which is a thing that we get into more in depth in decoding the chakras. That is your energetic system talking to you. So what happens in color therapy is, the idea behind it is that, of course, each color is truly representative of a particular frequency of light. So as you know, with the color spectrum, or at least the visible color spectrum that humans can see, as we know, our pets and some of the other animals on the face of the planet can see a wider range of color into ultraviolet and all kinds of cool things that we can't see, which is like, oh, that's lame. I want to see ultraviolet. I want to see how pretty the world is. And it's interesting that they create those photos that make it appear to what it looks like under ultraviolet, like what the interpretation of that would be. So I do wonder if that's true to life, or if that's just kind of what they think it might look like translated into something that humans can look at. I don't know. That's always made me curious. But point being is that colors are actually truly representative of a particular wavelength of light in the visible color spectrum. So, as you know, our chakras, all the way, I should say, or at least our main chakras that are held within the body, and of course the one right above here, that's either right here or right there, that most people know as the crown chakra. These energy centers in our body, and of course chakra in Sanskrit means spinning wheel of light or wheel of light. So essentially it is a vortex of energy, a vortex of frequency and vibration. So what's happening is when you go through your closet in the morning and you go, no, yes. When you're doing that, it is actually your energetic body speaking to you and trying to get you to incorporate into basically any way that it can, but specifically in that moment your wardrobe, a color that is going to boost the energetic vibration of a particular energy center. So as you know, the chakras, again, those first 7 or even 8, depending on how you go, because of course there's more, but we're not talking about those tonight. Those first ones that most people are acquainted with, root through crown, are, as you know, probably, associated with particular colors. So we've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay? So those are representative of a particular light frequency. And we're talking about frequency as in vibration. So when you're going through your closet and you're picking out a particular color that's really calling to you that day, that is your energetic center calling to you, trying to bring in more of that energetic frequency of that particular light spectrum into your being. And that can, of course, be with the clothes that we wear. It could be with the color of makeup that we choose to wear. It could be the color that we choose to paint the walls in our house. It could be really a range of anything that we bring into our lives or bring into our field of awareness that has to do with this visible light spectrum. So let's say, for instance, that your root chakra is a little out of whack, as everyone's on the planet is, because the root chakra has to do with not only your connection to earth, but also things like your ancestral DNA ties to previous how should I say, to your ancestors. Really, truly, it is, and we talk about this more in Decoding the Chakras, so just kind of giving you like a little bit of a preview to the kinds of things that we cover in this program, which I'm very excited to be launching at the end of this month. That root chakra is connected to your ancestral genetic memory. In every single one of our ancestors' genetic memory, at some point, there is trauma, there is war, there is suffering, there is crisis. So all of these things get passed down through our genetic memory. And of course, whether or not you believe in genetic memory is one thing or another. That is a whole nother topic for a whole nother time. But I truly believe in genetic memory. That's where kind of the idea of the throwback gene sort of comes from, in a very cursory, outlaying sort of way. So when you've got that thing where it's like, you know, you've got parents for several generations that have brown eyes, and then all of a sudden you have a kid with blue eyes, and you're like, "Derfirk," and then you find out, you know, all of a sudden that great-great-grandma Alice had blue eyes. That's a throwback, okay, for instance. So we have throwbacks when it comes to our energetic lineage as well, concerning traumas and situations and circumstances that our ancestors went through, okay? So that being said, everybody's got a little something twerky with their root chakra. Everybody. I don't care who you are. We've all got a little work to do there. So for instance, say your root chakra is really out of whack, and it is the one that's the most out of whack, so essentially the one that's calling for the most attention and the most help and the most aid to rebalance that energy center that is identified with that particular color of light frequency, right? You feeling me here? So what will happen is that as you're going through your wardrobe, you are way more likely to pick out something that's in a red tone, because that is energetically putting like with like so that one empowers the other. Check that out. So if you ever have one of those moments, which I'm sure we all do. If you have one of those moments where you're like, I am wearing the red shirt today. Yes, honey, I'm going to look so cute in this shirt. Bloop. And you plop that out of your closet, that is actually your energetic body, your chakra center, saying, hey, we need to get more of this particular light frequency to this energy center so that it can continue or begin to heal and balance and work itself out better. So when you go and pick things out of your closet, so much of the time, and this is all running in the background, this is all totally subconscious, until of course you start to recognize it and realize what you're doing as you're going. And that's sort of what I brought into when I dyed my hair, and it's purple, and I was wearing the purple shirt, and I was like saying in the comments, it's like, I wonder if my crown chakra is trying to talk to me, because it was purple on purple and I was wearing purple pants. I was like, I wonder. So those are kind of fun things that you can sort of play with yourself. That sounded bad. That you can play around with within yourself, within your being, is when you notice that you are picking over and over, more or less, particular colors to wear more often as you go throughout your weeks and your months and so on and so forth. So in our example, we're talking about the root chakra and how it has to do with, you know, your ancestral memory. It has to do with your connection to earth and all of these things, which of course we go into way more in depth into decoding the chakras, or in decoding the chakras. So if this is something that you're really looking to find out the ins and outs of how these energy centers work and what they're all connected to and how they affect your organs and all kinds of all kinds of information. And then, of course, how you can go about healing and balancing those things with maintenance and resilience built in so that you can carry those forward. You definitely want to check that program out. So, point being is you go into your closet and you pick out a red shirt. That is your energetic body saying to your subconscious mind, making your conscious mind pick out a red shirt or red pants or red shoes. Or you're like, maybe I should paint my wall red all of a sudden. Right? So these things that happen to us, if we can start to notice them and start to pay attention, we can really start to hone in on which one of our energy centers are really looking for the most attention. Because, like I said again, what's happening is our energy center is calling for aid, and the way that color therapy works is that by providing your energetic field and providing your immediate awareness and all of these things, providing it with a particular color, aka a particular light wave vibrational frequency, you are bringing in the original undistorted light code into your presence. So when you notice that you're picking colors of things, whether it's like, I always love red, or I always love blue, or I always love green. You know, like one of my favorite mentors back in college, she was green everything. Green, green, green. She had like green kettles and pots and pans and spoons and like green countertops, green everything. For instance, my mom, she is really into red. Really, 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 really into red. Red everything, right? And I remember too, as I used to go through different phases of my life, like for instance in high school, I was really into blues, and then when I moved into college, it was like in the blue indigo, hey Shauna, it was like in the blue indigo spectrum. So it was interesting as I reflect back that I can really see, it's like, ooh, at those times, my energy centers were really calling for a particular vibrational frequency to be brought into my awareness, to be brought into my vibrational field, so that the match with the match would help align the energy center of what was going on. So this is something that you can actually purposefully do as well. There are a lot of different ways that you can bring light or color in particular into your life. Again, if you go through and you do, truth testing or this or that, or you go to a healer like myself and they say, hey, like your solar plexus is really out of whack. You really got to work on your solar plexus. One of the easiest things you can begin to do is incorporate, for instance, in the example of the solar plexus, is to is to bring in more yellow. Easy peasy. You can bring in more yellow. You can buy yellow pads to write on. You can buy yellow clothes. Or if you just hate yellow, you could start wearing citrine or something like that, because of course there are gemstones that go along with, and there are gemstones in every single color on the face of the planet, and multiple colors at that. Like fluorite is one of my favorites because it's green with purple in it. So it's like heart and crown. Love that stuff. Love it, love it, love it. So that is one of the easiest things that you can do, is if you are coming into an awareness that one of your chakras is a little bit more out of whack than the others, which there usually is, especially for us intuitives and stuff like that, our lower chakras, like our lower three, with the heart being in the middle and that being that yellow bubble you hit whenever you said solar plexus. I know I have solar plexus work to do. That's why I picked it. I love you, Shauna. So it's like, way to call me out in my own live. Thanks. No, I love you. That's what we do. But the point is that you can start to bring in those colors of things, and even if it's in clothes, or whether it's in gemstones, or whether it's in items around your house, There are also, and this is all stuff that we get into in decoding the chakras as well, there are also essential oils that are aligned with a particular vibrational frequency. Hey Donna! There are also essential oils that are aligned with a particular vibrational frequency that you can utilize in a diffuser or anything like that. There are certain ones that you can actually apply to your skin. And again, this is all stuff that we will cover in decoding the chakras as far as how to properly use essential oils, which ones to use, which colors are associated, gemstones, archetypes, all kinds of wonderful things that we talk about in that program. But I did want to give you just a little bit of information as to why kind of going on, as my cat plays with my tapestry, why going on in the background you may be, you know, as you go through your closet and you're just like totally not thinking about it, and you're like, no, not the blue one, no, not the green one, no, not the purple one, yes! This one, I'm wearing the orange shirt today. Or whatever, you know what I mean? And that kind of thing. Because I know that's an experience that most of you have experienced, is going through your closet and going, no, 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 yes. Right? I mean, I do this with my caftans because I've got them in an assortment of colors. So it's like, which one am I feeling today? Am I feeling the blue one today? Am I feeling the red one today? Am I feeling the black one today? Am I feeling the yellow one today? Like, which one am I feeling? You know? It's just an easy way to be able to bring a bit of that energy healing into your life. So if that's something that you're starting to notice, where you're like, oh, I really am kind of picking more red over thing, or, you know, over the other colors, or more blue over the other colors, or, you know, more greens or whatever. I know, Shauna. If you notice that you're picking certain colors way more often than other colors, then that is definitely going to be an indicator to you that that is an energy center of the 7 that, you know, most people are aware of and work with most often. That is a clue to you that that particular energy center is looking for some healing, because it is trying everything it can possibly think of to contact your subconscious mind, to get your conscious mind to pick something out that will bring in the undistorted energetic vibration of that color into your being, into your energy field, so that it can indeed help bolster the healing and the balancing of that energy center. So that's really, truthfully, in a nutshell, how working with colors, and again, you can do this by painting your wall, you can do this by painting a painting and putting it on your wall, or going out and buying one that has a particular color in it and hanging it on your wall so that you looked at it every day, and you kind of, you know, and you're bringing that. It's all about bringing that particular energetic frequency, that energetic light frequency of that spectrum of visible light. It's all about bringing that frequency into your energy field, because what happens is of course, energy works without a lot of hoo-ha, which is fun. So you can just, by wearing a certain color, or by bringing a certain kind of painting or an object you sit on your desk, or wearing a particular gemstone like we kind of talked about, you can start to bring that energy into your field so that your body's energy systems will automatically start using that particular wavelength of frequency to help repair and balance the one that's in the most need. So anytime you're starting to notice this, take note. Take note, even if it's just like a quick mental note, like, oh yeah, I have really been picking this one more over the other. Well, which one is this? Is it blue? Okay, that's the throat chakra. Okay, so what's the throat chakra all about? Da 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 da. And of course, this is stuff we go over all in decoding the chakras. So if this is something that you really want to get into, is healing your energy centers, I highly suggest you come and join us. We've got a couple more spots open. We're really looking forward to launching this at the end of the month. So that's really how it works, is you just start to take notice and you go, I really have been picking a lot of green. Maybe my heart center needs to open up some more. Maybe I need to work on, you know, degunking my heart center. Okay, well, what does the heart center have to do with X, Y, and Z? You can start to then take actions based on taking a different action than you would have before, because the actions that you were doing before were probably closing the darn thing down. Let's be real. I've been there. No shame, no harm, no foul. It's just the way it is. So really, when you notice that you're going through your closet and you're picking out certain colors, or you always pick out a certain color of sheets or wallpaper or this or that or the other, and that's a fun way you can do it too, is buy a particular color of bedsheet, because then you're always sleeping in it for 7 or 8 hours a night, and you're literally sleeping in that energetic vibration. So that's a fun way to do it, without having to repaint your walls every time a new chakra needs some help. God, could you imagine? Especially me back in college, it would have been like green, blue, indigo. It would have been all over the fucking place. Oh, good times. But yes, so that is basically the kind of like an intro, a general intro into color theory and color therapy, I should say, to be able to start to use those clues that your energetic body is giving your subconscious mind to tell your conscious mind that I need some help. Is to be able to take notice of those things and then go, okay, so it's about my heart chakra, or it's about my throat chakra, or it's about my third eye, or this or that or the other. You can then start to bring in those things. And of course, like I said, in Decoding the Chakras, we talk about all the different kinds of ways that you can incorporate health and healing, because it is a whole holistic approach where we got yoga and meditation, color therapy, meditation, visualization. We talk about essential oils. We talk about the gemstones that work for it. We talk about the organs that it affects. All of these things that you will then have at your disposal so that you can go through the rest of your life and really self-assess. So you can go through and go, oh, that has to do something with my throat chakra. Well, what is the throat chakra all about? In basic terms, throat chakra is all about speaking your truth. Where have I not been speaking my truth? And then you can start to go through and figure out what you've been doing so that you can work something else into your actions, so that, or even again, wearing more blue, wearing a blue gemstone, buying a blue painting and having a moment to look at it every day. I mean, anything and everything you could possibly think of, this applies to. So I encourage you to go and check that out. I encourage you to come and check out our program for Decoding the Chakras, and I will drop that link in the comments below so you guys can come and check that out, because we are starting in a couple of weeks, so that's very exciting. And we were looking forward to having you all, there's like 600 of you, and we only have 15 spots, and actually not even that many anymore, but we were looking forward to having you guys join us for that, because it is going to be a whirlwind 9 weeks through the holistic and scientific approach to rebalancing all of your energy centers. So come and check that out. Check out the ways and try and experiment with the ways that you can bring in healing energies into your own presence and your own energy field and your own being, and really just have fun with it, because honestly, it's what did that thing say? It's like the first key to enlightenment is to lighten up. We take a lot of this stuff about spiritual growth, and this is me too, like we all get in our heads every now and again, so far be it from me to say that, you know, I'm over here like I don't have a bad day. But the thing is, it's so easy to get trapped up in, if I don't get to this particular spiritual plateau or this particular spiritual height, that I'm not doing something right. And so often of the time with those thoughts that we are really stopping and blocking ourselves from the real magic that we could be creating in our own lives, just because we are not playing. We are not being playful. And there's one thing that I have learned and have begun to finally fully embrace, baby steps, is that really this whole thing about our spiritual growth and working with gemstones and working with color and essential oils and healing and doing, you know, tarot and doing all these miraculous things that we're all capable of, is really the aspect of play. So my darlings, go out, play with your wardrobe, play with the stuff in your house, buy yourself a new set of bed sheets, whatever you gotta do, and get yourself some of that good old-fashioned loving energy healing. All right, my darlings, thank you so much for coming and hang out with me. #replay if you're catching this after the live. I'm going to drop that link for Decoding the Chakras in the comments below so that you can go and check that out while we are still offering it. It is really going to blow your mind, the amount of information that we are going to throw at you there, so we're really looking forward to really overserving and really helping you guys teach you how to fish and not just give you a fish. Because look, I mean, I'm happy to do a chakra clearing any day of the week, really. I can do it all day. But really the fact of the matter is that if you don't know the tools and you don't learn the tools and you're not guided and supported through that process to learn what those tools are that you can maintain and have resilience as you go throughout the rest of your life after our time together is over, well then that's just a load of hooey. Because really, kind of those silver bullet methods really don't work, and it's all about getting you to the point when teaching you guys the tools that you can self-assess so that you can go and go, oh, noticing that my throat chakra, noticing that my solar plexus, noticing that my root needs some help. Okay, I have a toolbox full of stuff that I can go to, that we can address this immediately, and I can do it myself for the rest of my life. And you can teach it to other people too. That's always fun. All right, my darlings, thank you so much for hanging out with me as we talked about color therapy. This has been Daniela. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight, and I will see you all soon.